Alright, what's going on, guys? It is time for my official review of the Modern Warfare beta. I wanted to wait until the end of the weekend to do it because as you progress through the weekend, they keep adding more and more stuff to the beta and you get to unlock more stuff as they increase the level cap. So I kind of wanted to take it all in before I made my opinions on it. Now, the gameplay you're going to be watching is a 91 kill game on Grozna Raid HQ. I'm not sure if this is like the most kills in the world or whatever. It might be. I'm not really sure from what I've seen. I know this is pretty good, so I'm sure it's up there at the very least. So let's start off with the general gameplay talk. I do like how the game feels. Definitely more of an old school vibe, I would say, to this game. It does have some faster paced elements like the double sprint and the slide that typically wouldn't be included in an old school Call of Duty. However, despite these things, you guys might have noticed that people don't really like to move in this game. And if you do move, you will probably be punished for doing so. I think the main reason is because of the map choices that we've been given so far. Hopefully, the real game has some maps that encourage movement a little bit more, maybe a little less buildings, a little bit more running around type of thing. Also, the colors are a bit dull, which definitely doesn't help the camping situation. I don't know, maybe I'm just an old man, but sometimes, I really struggle to see people on this game. I don't know if you guys had that same issue as well, but one thing that they did that was pretty cool, I wish every COD does this from now on in the future, is you can actually edit your classes in-game. So if you're mid-game and you need to change your class in order to adapt to what the enemy is doing, counter something they're doing or whatever, you can actually just change it in the middle of the game. Or let's say you rank up and you unlock something, I believe you can actually equip a new gun mid-game as well. So that's definitely a cool thing that they added in this year. But the three biggest topics in the community so far, gameplay-wise, I would say, is the minimap, Killstreaks, and footsteps. Obviously, those aren't the only three, but I think those are definitely three of the biggest topics right now. So let's start with the minimap. So when the beta first came out, if you guys didn't play it, there was no mini-map at all. It was just like the 2v2 alpha that we played a couple weeks ago. So after about 2 days of playing that, we as a community all complained about it on Twitter and gave them feedback and stuff. So they came to a compromise, and now we have a mini-map in the game. However, it's not a normal mini-map. The catch is that it doesn't actually show red dots when people shoot their guns. Now, let me just say, obviously, I would just prefer a normal mini-map. That's all I want. I want a normal, square, not super zoomed in mini-map that shows red dots. That's what I prefer. Just a regular mini-map that we've had in Black Ops 2, MW2, all those, old school Call of Duty. That's what I want. That being said, I don't necessarily have a super big issue with what they've done. There are a few advantages to it, I would say. The main reason that I wanted a mini-map in the first place is that I wanted to see exactly where my teammates are. I know you can see them through the walls or whatever. That's not the same thing, okay? Don't try to pretend that that's the same thing. I wanted to know exactly where my teammates were, what they're looking at, so that way I know what to look at, and also more importantly, so I can predict where the enemies are and where the enemies will be spawning. That is the #1 use of the minimap. Now, apparently a lot of Call of Duty players don't know how to play Call of Duty correctly, because when they announced that the minimap wouldn't show red dots, 1/3 of the people, maybe even half the people commenting on the tweet talking about this were no red dots? Then what's the point of the minimap? I don't even need it if you're not going to show the red dots, man. I hate to be mean, but if the only information that you are getting from a Call of Duty minimap is red dots, then you just suck at Call of Duty. You don't know how to play the game. So I just got to be straightforward about that one, man. That was actually crazy to me how many people don't know how to use the minimap. So like I said, I'm okay with how the minimap is right now, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't prefer to have it completely back to normal. So that's the minimap situation. Next, let's talk about the kill streaks. For some reason, kill streaks in this game do not cycle. So what do I mean by that? So once you earn all 3 of your kill streaks, in order to earn them again, you actually have to die. So that definitely needs a change. That's honestly one of the main reasons I haven't got my nuke, because as soon as I get my chopper gunner, I just run out and die. I don't really care about staying alive because it's kind of a waste. So that definitely is a pretty big thing that needs to change. It's like an old school mentality. All of the old Call of Duties used to be like that. You know, COD 4, MW2, BO1, you know, you never used to be able to cycle your kill streaks. But nowadays, like all the previous Call of Duties we've had for a while now, you can cycle your kill streaks over and over again without having to die. And that's definitely the way to do it. Like you shouldn't force people to want to die. You know, that's kind of counterintuitive to the point of the game. So I'm not really sure why they have it like that, but hopefully we can get that fixed. But the final topic, footsteps. So you guys have probably noticed that footsteps are pretty loud in this game, enemies and your teammates. You know, I've been sound hoard quite a bit. I've done my fair share of it as well. And I don't think it would be a big issue except for the fact that dead silence is no longer a perk. You actually have to equip it as a field upgrade. We haven't got a chance to unlock it in the beta yet, but I would bet that it's probably somewhat similar to the one from Advanced Warfare, where if you guys remember, you kind of had to activate your dead silence and then you had like a short period of time where you would be silent and then after that it would go away. So I think it would be something like that, and this definitely encourages camping. The fact that your footsteps are so loud, you know, it definitely discourages people from moving if they are aware of how loud they are, you know what I mean? I've definitely thought about it on quite a few occasions. I'm like, you know, I know there's a guy in this building, but if I run up these stairs, he's gonna hear me, you know, so I gotta kind of move kind of slowly. But that's pretty much it for the general gameplay stuff, I would say. Now, more specifically, let's go ahead and talk about weapons, maps, and kill streaks. So the weapons, time to kill is pretty quick. Definitely a big change from Black Ops 4, which was, you know, the slowest time to kill we've ever had in Call of Duty. I would say it's pretty comparable to Ghost time to kill. Out of everything that I've tried all the weapons. I would say the best AR is the M4 and the best SMG is probably the MP5, but I also really like the AUG as well. I think it competes pretty well. One thing to keep in mind, there is a default class with the FAMAS. I think it's called like the FR or something in this game, but you know, if you look at it, it's a FAMAS from MW2. That gun is probably the best AR. It's a 3 burst, but we aren't able to actually unlock it and create a class with it. So hopefully we actually get to use that gun this upcoming weekend if they increase the level cap, because you unlock that gun at 21 and they capped it at 20, so we just missed out on that. I was kind of upset about that. As far as kill streaks are concerned, they're pretty good for the most part. They aren't like top tier kill streaks like Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, or MW2, anything like that, but they definitely aren't like trash either, like Ghost kill streaks where they're like basically useless. They're somewhere in between, you know, I'd say a little bit closer to the top than the bottom, but for the most part, like when I call in a kill streak, I don't feel like I got cheated, you know, I don't feel like I didn't get any reward for calling that in, but at the same time, I'm not like blown away. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I got so many kills with this kill streak, you know, kind of like where they should be, like at the minimum of how good kill streaks need to be in order for me to find them acceptable. Personally, I've been rocking with the Precision Airstrike, VTOL Jet, and the Chopper Gunner. I really like the VTOL Jet. It's basically just like a Harrier from MW2, so I'm happy that they brought that back. And as you can see, I have been dropping a good amount of kills with that. I have an 82 kill game as well, and I have like countless 60 plus kill games, 50 plus kill games. I actually don't really like the Predator missile in this game. I don't know, it's kind of hard to control, and when you boost, it doesn't really boost that fast either, and I just really prefer the Precision Airstrike, you know. The only thing I don't like about the Airstrike is like you have to use like these stupid binoculars to like point at the ground and like call them in, and I have gotten killed quite a few times trying to like position them in the right place, because you kind of have to like expose yourself in order to, you know, point at what you want, as opposed to like pulling out like a iPad and just like putting it on the map or whatever. So I would prefer if you didn't have to do that, but even with that negative, I still prefer the Airstrike to the Predator missile. But that's pretty much it for the kill streaks. You know, they could be buffed. I would appreciate that, but I don't think they're bad. You know, I accept them how they are. Let's move on to the maps. So this is my only real concern with the game right now. The maps are just not very good. Like, I gotta be 100% honest with you. I'm not impressed with the maps so far. I'm really hoping that the full game will have better maps. If I had to rank the 4 maps based on, you know, my personal preference, I'd probably go Hackney Yard, only because it's the smallest map and the rest of them are all pretty big. And then I'd probably have to go with Granza Raid, 10v10 only. If you play that map for 6v6, it is just horrible. It's so big and there's just so many buildings, it just does not work for 6v6 at all. And then I'd probably have to go with Azir Cave. The map is okay. Sometimes I really enjoy it, but other times like I really hate it. It's kind of hit or miss for me. And then my least favorite would probably be Gun Runner. It's like Freight if they added a whole bunch of extra stuff to make it huge that we don't really want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure why the maps are all so big on this game, especially because Azir Cave and Gun Runner are not even 10v10 maps. So there's no reason for them to be that big. But none of them have really, you know, stood out to me like, oh my god, wow, this is an amazing map. You know, like when I'm playing Black Ops 1, when Firing Range or Nuketown pops up on the bottom left corner of my screen, I'm like, wow, I get to play Firing Range. I'm excited, you know what I mean? I feel happy. I didn't really get that feeling from any map in this beta, but at the same time, I will say I don't hate any of them, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like if I was playing Ghosts and Stonehaven popped up, I'm just gonna leave the lobby, you know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna play that shit. I didn't really get like a hate for any of these maps either, so you know, they're kind of average to slightly below average. I'm just really hoping that the real game will have some better maps, especially some maps that, you know, maybe don't encourage camping as much, because I really think that is kind of an issue with this game. But also keep in mind, we are playing a beta, so the majority of the people who are on this game right now are gonna be tryhards. They know what they're doing. There's not a lot of casuals, I would say, on this game right now. Once the real game comes out, there will for sure be a lot more casuals playing, and that should make it a little bit more enjoyable, I would say. But overall, I did enjoy myself this weekend. I had fun on the game. I wouldn't say that it like blew me away or anything, but I was happy with what I played, and I would recommend personally. I had a lot more fun sticking to the bigger game modes. I just found the 10v10 a lot more enjoyable than 6v6 on this game, and like I said, I think that's because of the maps. They are adding a 32v32 for the second part of the beta this upcoming weekend. That should be very interesting. I think there's going to be vehicles in that, which is probably the only negative, but if they're not like too overpowered, I think that could be really fun. You know, it would be like Battlefield, of course, but hopefully more of a Call of Duty feel to it, so it's something that, you know, we can relate to. I don't know. That's going to be cool. We're going to have to wait and find out. I definitely am going to try that out. But I think the main takeaway of this game is I think it's a game that you really need to try for yourself. You can sit here, listen to my review of the game, watch Twitch streams of the game, listen to what other people have to say, read people's tweets, all that. But for what it seems to me, everyone either like hates this game or loves it, depending on who they are as a person. And it's an open beta, you know, it's free. So I think everyone should at least download it, give it a chance. And when I say give it a chance, don't just play like 2 games, get shit on because you can't even like create a class and be like, wow, I don't like this game. Because my first 2 days, I did not like the game that much. But once they added the mini-map, which obviously that's a pretty big change, the next 2 days I was enjoying it a lot more. And it wasn't even like I wasn't doing well the first 2 days. Like I was still dropping like 50 plus without the mini-map, but I just wasn't having as much fun. But once they added the mini-map and, you know, they made some adjustments to the game, that's when I really started enjoying it. So just give it a real shot and then, you know, make your decision. The bottom line for me is at least I had fun. You know, that's not something I can always say about Call of Duty these days, but I did actually enjoy myself on this game, and I think that means a lot these days with Call of Duty. So anyways, that's pretty much it for the video. If you guys happen to play the beta, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Everybody who didn't get to play, I'm assuming you're on Xbox, you will be getting to play it this weekend, so you know, be prepared. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like rating if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are not already, follow me on Twitter, links in the description down below. Other than that, have a good day and peace out.
Find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels